Okay, so yesterday was a huge change. I went to the library, got several books, and for the first time in several years, I'm reading a wide variety of nonfiction. And while I read, I'm writing down my favorite quotes. I'm reacting to what I'm reading. I'm coming up with ideas while I'm reading. There are questions, for example, in this book, Successful Time Management, which I answered with several pages. Um, One of the first questions for successful time management, the first chapter is all about figuring out what you want in 5 to 10 years, what's in your way, how do you get to your ideal future, and things along those lines. So I wrote a great deal about that. Um, and I can already tell today that um, I'm able to think far more clearly. I'm able to engage with ideas more effectively. I'm able to communicate more effectively. For example, I just messaged my girlfriend about a problem that we have whereby which when I'm stuck, I get in this negative feedback loop with her because when I'm depressed and down and I'm stuck, then I don't give her the affection and attention she needs, and then she gets upset and disappointed um, because I struggle with health problems. So when I'm depressed, I'm also unhealthy, and I have chest pains and all that from my heart condition. Um, but when I start improving, it takes a while to get back to a good place. But Monday I'll start improving myself. I see her on the weekends, and then Saturday come along, and we'll get in a fight because I'm still not at a place where I can give her the attention and love and affection she needs. And then we have a huge fight, and I feel like crap, and I'm like, fuck it, and I give up again. And I've stayed stuck like that for 4 years. I've been dating her for 4 years, and before I met her, I was doing great. I was doing perfectly. I was able to just focus on myself and my own problems. Um, and I was on top of everything. I was going places in life. Everything was great. And while I love my girlfriend, it's very difficult to be in a relationship, especially with someone who has such intense needs, especially Kaylee, because I'm her only source of affection, emotional support, and so on in her life. Um, and I'm not able to be everything she needs right now. And she doesn't. And I'm trying to explain to her that while I'm stuck, she needs to be patient and put her own needs aside so I can focus on myself. But she's also in a terrible spot in her life where it's worse than ever because she just got spinal surgery. She's constantly in, terrible physical pain. She's not get her mom isn't talking to her because her mom's got some issues, to say the least. Um, and we're both stuck in the middle of nowhere with no friends, so it's difficult, very very difficult. Um, the easiest thing would be just to be able to take a break for a month, so I'm just able to focus on myself. And when I come back, I'm healthy, I'm happy, I'm on top of things. Um, and then when, then there's no way, then I'm firmly on the horse. I can't get knocked off the horse. Um, and I'll be in a place where I can give her all the attention, love, and affection she needs. But she thinks of that as punishment, as me punishing her. So we're not able to do that. So I'm trying to figure out how to handle this in a way where where I she understands that I put the oxygen mask on first before I can put it on her, right? Like there's this. I'll link below to a Harvard article about this, but there's this whole idiom about putting your oxygen mask on first. Like when a plane's going down, right, and you have a child, do you put the oxygen mask on yourself first or on the child? Well, a lot of people think, oh, put the oxygen mask on the child first, but that's not what you do. You're supposed to put the oxygen mask on yourself first, so because if you pass out, then there's no one to put the oxygen mask on the child. You know, you want to make sure that you're not gonna pass out. Then you put the oxygen mask on the child, and then you use it on yourself, and then back on the child, back and forth, like that. Um, in the scenario where there's only one oxygen mask for the two of you, um, that's actually something that people within the industry um, have talked about, and it's only become um, a allegory for how you need to take care of yourself first before you can help others. You know, if you're not taking care of your own well-being, you're not going to be able to take care of your child. If you're not taking care of your own health, then and your health's degenerating, and you're only focused on your child, then you're not you know, taking the time you need to eat healthy, get exercise, you know, feel good, then you're going to end up being a worse parent because if you're unhealthy, unhappy, miserable, sick, and tired, how are you going to be a great parent? So a great parent takes care of their needs as well as their child's. Um, and the same thing applies to relationships, you know. You have to be happy. You have to love yourself first before you can love another person. And I haven't gotten to a place where I love myself yet. And I'm working towards that. Part of the thing is too is like if I was more self-disciplined and less sensitive, then my arguments with her wouldn't knock me off my horse. But I'm too nice and I care too much about other people. So when I disappoint her and have an argument with her, I really take it to heart because I also don't have a lot of emotional support in my life um, outside of her. Um, so you know, but if I was a more disagreeable person, I would just spend a month focusing on my own needs, even if it made her sad for a while, and just explain, listen, I can't meet all your needs right now. I have to focus on myself. She would cry. She would get upset, but I wouldn't let that bother me because I would know it's for the greatest good that I focus on myself, and it's okay if she's disappointed for 3 to 4 weeks while I get my shit together. But unfortunately, I have character flaws that I need to work on that get in the way of me doing the things that I need to do to be my best self. Um, Most of us are too nice for our own good. Um, that's why highly disagreeable people tend to be some of the most successful people because you need to be highly disagreeable to be not highly disagreeable, but you need to be disagreeable to be a leader, to be a manager, to be a business leader, to lead an organization, to lead to lead in a family. Um, you can't be overly agreeable because then you're just a pushover and then you don't do what's best for everyone. Sometimes you know, put you have to prioritize for the greatest good, even if that temporarily makes you or other people not 100% happy and fully satisfied. Um, yeah, so thicker skin is important. But reading is really changing my life. I'm making so this is videos about my relationship and figuring out how to um, thrive in this relationship if possible. Um, and working on that. Um, and see if we can come to an agreement about that, or if I really need just to take a break from her for a month so I can just focus on my own needs. Um, I wouldn't want to do that, but if that's the only way you can do it, that's the only way we can do it. But I'll try to communicate with her and figure out a way where we can still spend the weekends together and I can still focus 99% of my time on bettering myself and getting unstuck um, while still spending quality time with her where she can help me, she can participate in my self improvement and be there with me, and we can have conversations and discussions. We have meaningful conversations, make videos together, for example, about important things related to our future, and you know, she needs to write down her emotional needs. I have to write down my emotional needs. We need to get couples therapy because neither of us grew up in an environment where a healthy relationship was modeled, where proper conflict resolution was modeled, where proper communication about difficult topics was modeled, where proper affection and prioritization of different needs was modeled. We don't know what a healthy relationship looks like because we didn't grow up around one. We have bad habits from our interactions with our parents um, that bleed into our relationship and cause a lot of problems. Because when I'm angry, I can turn to my father at his worst, and when she's angry, she can turn to her mother at her worst. Um, so it's very, very, very difficult. Um, but I love her a great deal, and I just need to figure out what needs to be done so that I can be the man she deserves, and she needs to figure out what she needs to do to become, you know, the woman she needs to be happy, and we have to achieve that. So, anyway, thank you for watching, and have a great day.